Hello everybody, how you all? Hope everybody's good. Nice to have you with us again on this Saturday meeting. We're at Turffontein Racecourse. We're in the thick of things now with our Highveld Autumn feature race season, and there's lots happening. 10 races on the card as we move on to the second. A reminder about our at Weighted to Win. We hope that you've been on there. We're giving away prizes and stuff, so hope you're in there and following at Weighted to Win, and the 069 164 3272 number as well. Well, Darren Burrows and Daryl Marie have been in good and particularly good form again, as we've heard via various compliments. We thank everybody for sharing your opinions with us. We really do appreciate it. And whilst we understand the game's not easy, no one promised you anything, no one promised us anything. We do come back here every day and try and make it work one way or the other. But there's a maiden plate over 2,000 metres in the second race. I want to get Darren Burrows' opinion because it started the bipods.
Clyde, race 2 on the card. I thought between numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 in no particular order, but touching on my first choice is Wonder World. I think he's going to love the 2,000 meters on the stand-side track as he looks to be an out-and-out stayer. And Keegan DeMello takes the ride from a good draw. He can push into a handy position. Between Bronze Sword and Quantifier, there's only 3 parts of a length separating them at the line, and Positive Attitude has to go in too.
Okay, so there may be a few for bipods. What's your look at it, Daryl Marie?
The safe routes, Clyde. I've put all 4 in myself, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Please take note, number 3, Positive Attitude. He's wearing the blinkers for the first time, so that could be a winning move on behalf of Joe Soma.
Right.
With regards to Bronze Sword and Quantifier, obviously Darren touched on very little separating the two. Bronze Sword did put in his best effort to date last time out, but Broadlands certainly didn't do that form any favours, Clyde.
Right.
On Thursday out at the Val. On a line through Broadlands, Wonder World and Bronze Sword and Quantifier, there isn't much separating the 3 of them.
Right.
So let's just survive the first leg of the
Okay, let's just survive the first leg of the bipod from Mr. Marie. We'll put that up now, guys, and go straight up with Darren Burrows. He's got one worked out for you. So here we go. Let's have a look. And 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 by 1, 3, 5, 10, 12 by 2, 4, 7 by 1 and 5. And then banker Darren Burrows at the back there. He's bankering the 2 and spending that kind of money. Now, Daryl Marie has also got one. He's also loading up 1, 2, 3, 4 by 2 and 8 by 5 and 12 by 2, 4, 7, 8. Then banker the 5, and at the back he wants to cover and go 1 and 2. Welcome back, guys. Let's get on to place accumulators now. We're on to race number 3, and in this particular event, we've got Mover and Shaker who tops the boards, priced up at this point in time on Friday at 7 to 2. Number 1, Utumba Wawazi, is second choice at 4 to 1. 4 to 1, number 8, Windwater, and 5 to 1 about number 5 for Raffles. There are a few in here that must have claims or some serious chances over the 1,100 metres. Nothing in particularly, in my humble view, that sticks out. And Darren, unless you've got one that does.
Not really, Clyde. I did load up in the bipot as well. Now, Windwater, if this was an 1160 or 1200, I would make him very hard to beat. But the 1100 slightly on the sharp side. I think he'll be doing good late work. Keegan DeMello, bottom weight. Others to consider, pretty much the whole field. It's an 8-horse field. Anything can win here.
Anything can win. This is the Gold Rush, the 4 Racing Gold Rush Sprint. And anything can win from Darren's side. Daryl?
I have to agree. Firstly, Tombo is number 7, not number 1, Clyde.
Oh, so number 7, sorry, beg your pardon.
Windwater, now he caught the eye last time out. My concern is if you have a look at the comments in the computer for me, he wasn't striding out well. But that's the very same race that they put the lights out on the stable companion, Sheldon. He came out slow. He was sat on a good couple of lengths behind. And then he sort of took an awkward stride. Clyde, let's see how he moves down to the start. I think if he's striding freely, he's better than his current rating. A jockey up for me, obviously, is number 2, Mercantor. You can see he's gone from a claiming apprentice to Richard Free. Now, this horse has let the side down on numerous occasions, but I believe he could be in need of a forceful ride. And one from one of the course and distance, he's obviously track and trip suited, and he could get the perfect toe through from the likes of number 3, Trompy, who's drawn alongside him. And there's also pace from Mover and Shaker. So he's going to be my top pick. Clyde, this horse, Raffles, was very disappointing last time
Yeah,
out.
I was never in the race, eh?
Never in the race. The race
Never in the
wasn't run
race.
to suit him. They skipped clear on the inside track. Take note, he does get fitted with a set of blinkers and the tongue tie gets removed. I was just put off by the one draw. But if he can get the run of the race, given a chance, he disappointed last time out, but he's better than that effort.
Okay. Well, McCantle may be a bit of a shrewdie in there. Of course, as you heard, he comes out of the Anfield's Rocket, and you know what Anfield's Rocket went and did. And then we also got that horse, Windwater's made reference to. He's in the company of Untumba Wawazi, as well as Sheldon, and Sheldon came out and won, so that gives Windwater another chance. There are a few. Not easy. Here we go. Let's get place accumulators up. Darren's gone 2, 3, 4, 8 by 1, 3, 5 by 2, 4, 7 by 1 and 5. Bankers the 2 later, then 2, 3, 4 and 6. And right at the back of his place accumulator, he's going to banker number 6. He'll be hoping that one arrives for everybody. No, Macwa Blossom. Darren Marie's gone 2 and 8 by 5 and 12 by 2, 4, 7 and 8. Then he's bankering 5. Then he goes 1 and 2, then 2, 4, 5, 7. And in as far as the last leg of the PA, he's looking to go a couple, and he's gone with 6 and 7. But in as far as his PA is concerned, he'll be shouting home, "Give me a shot." Derby trial time now. This is the 4 racing Derby trial over 2,000 metres. Betting wise, top sale open race 9 to 2, even 5 to 1 the field. Derby trial top sale number 3 on the card. 1 Destiny of Souls, you can get 6 to 1. 12 Son of Raj, you can get 6 to 1. 4 African Torrent, you can get 7s. Billy Spellbound, I like a little bit of that. 7s, 10s and better the others. Mr. Burrows, talk to me.
Race 4, Destiny of Souls. Now, this horse couldn't have been more impressive when stepped up to the 1,800 meters last time out on the standside track. I think he'll be competitive. Top sale, now have a look. 2 runs over 2,000 meters. 1 by 3 lengths, 1 by 4 3/4 lengths. This horse stays well. Now, Billy Spellbound, the furthest he went was 1,800 meters when he won his maiden in good style. Over the mile, I've seen how this horse turns it on. He's really got an electrifying turn of foot, and I think he'll be right there at the finish. Of the rest, Battleground, Jet Dynasty, Son of Raj, not out of it.
Yeah, they would have chances. Some of the form lines haven't been great. Son of Raj, for example, well, Follow My Path came from prime example and won. But I'm not sure, the quality of horse in that particular race would be strong enough. But anyway, I don't think it's with respect. I don't think it's that strong a field. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a horse like Eve, despite the fact that Billy Spellbound's form hasn't worked out, the form line. I think the 2000 may well suit this horse.
Clyde, like Darren touched on, he has won over 1,800 in the past.
And he won well.
If you recall his dam, Witchcraft, if I'm not mistaken, she won the Track and Ball Oaks at Scottsville over 2,400. So she stayed for Sean Terry. I love the look of him. He's going to be my second pick. I don't know if you recall Sean Terry in the preview last time out, going into that Igorli mile. He said this is a prep run for Billy Spellbound. Okay. His 2 previous runs, Clyde, were eye-catching.
That one, that Future Swing, how was that run?
Yes, but he has gone up in the ratings, and for that reason, although this rate favours the top weights according to the best weighted, I always go for horses with lesser weights in the Derby trial and the Derby in the Oaks trial. Clyde, this was Son of Raj. If you watch these latest starts, those, I don't know, the tactics I thought were all wrong. He came into the straight stone last. He made up a ton of ground and then just got tired late. He's one thing's for certain, he stays. His penultimate start, he was extremely eye-catching. His later start was even more eye-catching for myself. And I can't put my head around the fact that this horse is not better than a 75. I think he's at least 10 pounds ahead of the handicapper. I'm saying if they go forward on him this time around, because they've got that long back straight to overcome that draw, that's not an issue for me, because he's got the number 1 jockey in the country to overcome that draw and assist him to get into a position. I'm going to say Son of Raj, very, very hard to beat of his current rating, especially only with 55.5 to shoulder. Billy Spellbound, the danger. African Torrent having his first run as a gelding, my third pick.
Okay. Son of Raj is the Shruti from Daryl Marie's side. Well, you can get 5-1 thereabouts. He's hoping Keegan takes it to the front or be handier this time round. Let's see. As pick sixes, everybody. Let's get our Turffontein Saturday pick six on. Darren's loading. He's looking for a result. And he is bankering just now number 2 on the card. That is Princess Keller. He likes that a lot. And right at the back is making it just a 2-horse race with Namaka Blossom and the 7-horse Quiet Rebellion. The Orban Ferraris Oaks trial comes up next, and Charles Pretorius wrote a fantastic book about Orban Ferraris. And I know that if you're on the tote and you're having your first few strikes on course, they're giving away the book. Thanks very much to Charles and those that have put the effort in making this work. And Mr. Ferraris himself, having won as many trials as much, or to be quite frank, as to you'll find out in the book, but he won many. Yeah, so the Waited to Win handle on Twitter and our WhatsApp number. So please get involved and join us there. Now, Rarotonga Rose tops the boards at 2-1. Number 4 Ipso Factor is at 28-10, and Little Mary Sunshine is trading at 4-1. I'll start with Daryl Marie, Ricky. I want to go to Daryl Marie first because I know that he's been talking about Ipso Factor. He's followed her closely enough, and you'll have a better idea, I think, as to where he places her in a race like this, because we've spoken about her a few times. So where do you put her in this race?
Yeah, she's definitely one of the leading lights, Clyde. I just think she got everything on a platter last time out. I mean, they let her alone up front, canter. I mean, she wasn't setting the tracker lights up front. Everything went her own way. Will she get that this time around? I'm not too sure, Clyde. Rarotonga Rose gets fitted with the blinkers, Clyde. So can I see her reversing that form? Yes, I can. There isn't much separating the two, but I like the look of the Sean Terry fillies over here. Now, Red Maple, one thing's for certain, she gets the trip, and once again, she's got a little bit of a pull in the weights. So she's an improving Silvano filly. And what about number 7, who's going to be my top pick? Princess Ozma. She's unexposed of this trip. She's by Futura out of a dam that won over a mile. If she can settle in running, now that the blinkers are removed, Clyde, we're going to see a much improved effort. So I'm hoping she gets the trip and she's more effective. If that's the case, I'll be with her. 7 from 8. Healthy respect for the 2 and the 4.
All right, well, Princess Ozma, you can get 8-1. Mr. Burrows, your take on this, on the Orban Ferraris Oaks trial?
My clear-cut first choice is Princess Ozma. Now, this filly takes time to unwind. I've watched her over 14 and a mile, and it's the first time in her career that she's going 2,000 meters. I think she's well treated. I think everything in her favor. This filly could now start showing what she's worth over the 2,000 meters. Dangers, Rarotonga Rose and Ipso Factor, nothing separating them on form, and Little Mary Sunshine of the rest. Princess Ozma, the definite value.
Okay, so you both found that at 8-1. Daryl Marie's taken jackpots 2, 4, 7, 8. In this particular leg, he's then bankering the 5 just now. Give me a shot. He's going 2 horses, just 1 and 2. Interestingly, just Supreme Warrior and Princess Keller, Supreme Warrior at any price, and Field at the back. Pinnacle Stakes, everybody. Time now to have a look at what we're going to do here, where Give Me a Shot does appear to be the horse to beat. Has got some solid form and looks the right one. And Give Me a Shot number 5 is 16-10 favourite. I don't know if that 16-10 is going to last too long, Mr. Burrows, or is there something else?
Clyde, she'll probably start 12-10, 11-10 race time, in my opinion. Last time, I take note, that was a sticky track and she was a bit fresh in the early part. She was over racing slightly. And I think that was her undoing at the end of the race. She's better than that. She's proven her 3 runs back against Andio Spal. 53 kilos, best weighted, very hard to beat. Now, Aragosta, he's only had 3 runs over a mile. He won, he ran 3rd in the Dingons, he ran 4th in the Guineas. This horse could come out fresh and run a cracker. And Out of the Darkness, my third choice.
Your third choice. Okay, so you're on Give Me a Shot. You, Mr. Marie?
I'm on Give Me a Shot in a big way, Clyde.
Are you okay?
I think she's certainly the right horse. If you go to the best weighted column, you can see that she's 2 kgs best in. She's better than her later start. Of that, I have no doubt. And she loves the track and trip. She's got enough early toe to overcome that tricky draw. Aragosta's second best weighter, Clyde, but he's earned his rating over 2,000 meters. I think this is just a prep run. He's not going to be given a forceful ride. He's certainly got the class to run into the money over a distance short of his best. But I think the biggest danger to Give Me a Shot could be Wafif. Now, he does come back after a 3-month rest as a gelding, Clyde. He might not be tuned to the minute, but I'm really keen to see how he goes now that he's been gelded, because on several form lines, there's not much separating himself and Out of the Darkness.
Yeah, and Phyllis Sunday, Scully rode him last time, going to ride him again. The form line's unreal of Wafif. Just about everything's won. Out of the Darkness came out of there. Charvana came, Cabinet Shuffle, Paisley Park. 4 direct winners from that form line, so it's a powerful form line. But they're up against this horse, Give Me a Shot. As you heard from the boys, everything does appear to be in Give Me a Shot's favour here, and we're making that very hard to beat. Right, let's put our Pinnacle Stakes selections up. We're going flat out, Give Me a Shot to win the 6th. Senor Santa Stakes, and it's over the 1160 metres. Senor Santa himself was a super horse. I still have fond memories of him and Divine Act fighting out a few races. And in this particular event, there's some quality horses, in particular Princess Keller. Some may argue this is the 1160. It could be a bit short, although we know how good she is over the 1160. And the right horse in the race, Darren Burrows, I know that Princess is one of your favourite horses.
Yes, always been one of my favorites. I remember when she was with Adam Marcus, I used to come and visit her a couple of times when I had a horse in training with him, which I still do. Race 7. Now, Princess Keller is probably the best filly in the country at the moment. From 1,200 to a mile, she's pretty much unbeatable. She does run well fresh. I think they would have freshened her up a little bit after Cape Town stint. The 1,000 meters caught her out in the Cape Flying Championship. There's a lot of speed in this race, and I think she's just going to track them and pounce at the right time. She's got the draw in her favor of 11 towards the outside of the track. She can follow horses like Roll with the Punches through, and I think very hard to beat. I made her Danger Supreme Warrior. He's a very good horse, and he's having his peak run, but Princess Keller to win.
Princess Keller to win. I thought you would say that because I know you're one of her biggest fans. You, Mr. Marie?
Yeah, I think this race is going to be set up perfectly for her, Clyde. Like Darren touched on, Roll with the Punches. He's drawn high. She's drawn high. He's got a lot of pace. She can just slot him behind and really get the run of the race. So I think she'll take a power beating. I haven't banked her just because I don't know if she's been kept on the boil since the Western Cape campaign. But she's certainly at the weights, the filly to beat in this lineup, Clyde. You can see Big Burn comes up second best weighted. Richard Freeze jumped ship, so I think Princess Keller is the right one based on jockey arrangements. Full Velocity's third best in, but she disappointed in her comeback start. So I think she needs one more. Bon Vivant, I think, is drawn on the wrong side. And fifth best weight is Supreme Warrior, who I make her biggest danger. Well, he is held on their latest run, but I think he's better than that. He had excuses. Penultimate start, you can see that was a cracking comeback. So I'm going to say 2 from 1. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go the other way, though.
Okay. It depends. What does Princess Keller aim? I would imagine coming up. What's coming up in April now? I think it's the Empress Club, the middle of the month is coming up. There's a few that Princess Sean might have in mind for her, but she's a very, very talented horse. Here's what the boys want to do in this race. We're going like this in terms of selections. Mr. Burrows is going Princess Keller into Namakwa Blossom later. That's his suggested all to come. And then we've also got Daryl Marie worked out a second jackpot where he's going, and you heard him, wants to back up just in case. 1 and 2 by field by 6 and 7 by 157. Okay, guys, let's get on to race 8 now. Final leg of the pots. What does this look like? Zeus is top of the boards at 22 to 10. We know he's got the ability to pull this off. Marching on together, 33 to 10. Arumagum 5 to 1 and 6 to 1 about number 4, Razor Hallelujah. And then there are a few others like Good Counsel's got ability, 6-1, number 5, Platinum Sky, 7s. Remember, this is Friday, so subject to change your betting. Please take a closer look race time. Straight to Darren. Zeus, we watched what he did not long ago when he took up a challenge, when he ran, he participated in the Derby once upon a time. We know he's got the ability, he's distance suited, he's the one to beat, I would imagine, Darren.
Yes, one of the leading lights, Clyde. He's very good on his day. He stays well. When he was stepped up to 2-4 in his penultimate start, he beat Marching On Together. He cruised up, and then Marching On Together, he's a soldier, and he came back at Zeus. So I like 2 and 3. And then of the rest, Razor Hallelujah's got to go in. A rumor gum, if bouncing back, he stays all day. He'll be competitive. There are others with chances. Platinum Sky, up in trip for the first time. He could be anything.
Yeah, absolutely anything. I like a lunatic of horse, but I'll come to it in a minute. What do you like?
Yeah, I think Darren touched on 5 over there, and
you haven't covered it.
My top pick happens to be number 7, Good Counsel. Clyde,
it's quite possible.
Have a look. He's won 3 to date, right? 2 of those occasions he went to the front. The other one he sat up handy, second. Then he's had 2 starts since being rested. Dropped in. I know he had a hefty weight last time out, and it was a come-on run, but I really expect this horse, he's got a lovely stride to push forward in his peak run. With 54 to shoulder.
Will he stay?
He still has to prove that he gets a trip.
Yeah.
But if he does, Clyde, this horse could be the one to be with.
That's what I wanted to ask you.
Zeus, myself, he very disappointing last time out. He had the run of the race. He just didn't quicken, but that stable's in cracking form, so I respect him. Very little separating him, and a few others on several form lines. Platinum Sky, another one that's unexposed of this trip. Have a look. He's actually a half-brother to Princess Keller. Now, she's a 1400 meter filly. He's by Silvano. They've taken the blinkers off. He's gone 1950 in the past. So if he is effective over this trip, let's see how it goes. So I'm going to go 7 from 5, respect for 2 and 4.
Tell me, Daryl, Castle Town. How's Kabela Matsanyani? Did he was okay? Or
he wanted to
pulled
ride.
out of it.
He wanted to finish the rest of the meeting yesterday.
And they said no.
Yeah, this horse is like a few people, Claude. He's lost the plot.
Well, do you think he'll stay this horse? 2400.
Yeah, I mean, he's by Silvana out of a Fort Wood Dam. I think
his rating. I see he's a 104.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen,
he's not
I
at
don't
his
know.
best, is he, Clark?
No, he's not, but I think that's my Shrudy in the race at 20-1. I'm not being funny. I think Castletown will win it. I'm not joking. I think I win. Didn't I tell you that also win Wingers of Nike the other day? I said back it. You don't listen, you see.
Okay,
you don't listen. That's the problem. Who?
Did you listen?
No, I don't. I'm not into that sort of thing. You know what I mean? I like to tip and see and measure accordingly.
How was Jerusalem Arrange for you?
Jerusalem Arrange should never have lost. But anyway, that's behind us. Here we go. Is it Zeus? Or is it one of the others that the boys have been talking about? We're talking pick 3s here, 8, 9, and 10. Let's have a look. We'll put them up for you. Daryl Marie going 2, 5, 7, into 6 and 7, into 1, 5, and 7. Namakwa Blossom, Darren Burrows does like this horse as the one to beat, and does appear to be the right one in the race, I would imagine, Darren. Let's talk about him firstly. I recall I think this guy tends to hang a little bit, and that's my only concern about Namakwa. Runs all over the place. You know, when he bumped Go Flitcherty, he bumped the one before, the run before, also hanging costs Namakwa races. That's my concern. What do you think?
I'm not concerned about that, Clyde. The manner in which he moves up to them, she stays well. 3 runs back when she moved up past Rarotonga Rose, and then Rarotonga came back at her. Last time out, she looked an absolute sitter at the 300, and Go Flickerty just outstayed her over the 2600 on the post. She was gaining again at the finish. The blinkers go on, and I think that's the winning move. She's run close up in her last 4 starts, second. Handy galloping weight of 53. If you look at that run behind Rarotonga Rose, she actually beat Flying First Class, and she's better off at the weights. I made her only danger, which I included in the pick 6, Quiet Rebellion. Now, this filly ran 3rd in the Sun Chariot last year. receiving only 2 kilos from flying first class. This year she received 7 kilos. And on the penultimate win, beating Silver Heels on this course, she could be a serious runner. So that's the danger.
Sure, sorry, I beg your pardon. I didn't know they put the blinkers on this horse first time. I take my words back. Blinkers first time, Namakwa Bloss first time ever.
Yes. You're not studying.
What price is this horse?
You're not studying.
I'm not studying. I'm the host. I'm not allowed to study.
Clyde,
17 to 10. I thought you'd be a bit bigger, but the blinkers are on, eh?
Whatever happens, Clyde, I think this filly has to be produced very, very late because she gets there absolutely cruising and then turns it up in the dying stride.
No, she doesn't turn it up. She hangs.
Okay, so the blinkers...
She doesn't turn it up.
This is the winning move.
I think so. Hey,
let's see.
I need to me phone. Okay, quick, come on. What? Yes, what?
I'll make the danger exactly who Darren makes the danger. Number 7, Quiet Rebellion. Last time out, remember, Clyde, we did fancy her, but her race was done at the 1600 meter marker when ipso facto was dictating the pace up front.
Yes.
She was never going to pick it up in the straight. They were in the crawl and sprint, and that's exactly what they did, and they caught her flat-footed.
Yes.
Darren touched on that key run behind flying first class.
Right.
So 6 and 7 for me. Yeah, that's how I'm gonna go.
All right, so we're gonna go with. Let's put that selections up. Namakwa Blossom, please. Then we can have a look what the boys are doing, please, Ricky. There we go. Whilst I'm busy phoning. Thank you. Namakwa Blossom can't lose. 10th and final, let's go. Nice to have a little bit of fun every now and then. There's some middle stakes over 1,800 metres, and in this event, there are 9 of them that will go to the gate. So if we need to, what do we need to back to get some of the money back? Well, Tamarisk Trees, priced up at 9 to 10 to win this. I'll start with Daryl Marie first. I want to talk to him about Robbie Sage's horse and get some information about it. I see they're priced up as short as 9 to 10. Would you agree with that market?
Firstly, it's only fun if they win, Clyde.
Yeah, you're right.
So right now, when this preview's being played for some,
it's fun for now.
It might be
Let's
fun.
hope we're not going to be licking our wounds. But tell me about this horse, Tamarisk. Got beat soundly by Destiny of Souls last time.
Yes. It was his first run as a gelding, Clyde, so I don't think it was 100% tuned up. In saying that, I do believe they went very quick in that race, and he was able to settle. I don't see such a breakneck pace in this race, and this horse has had a tendency to over-race in the past. In saying that, he's a very nice horse, and I do expect him to go on with in his career and pick up a good few races, Clyde. I think this race is a lovely race for Southern Song to notch up another victory. Now, she does race very well fresh, Clyde. She has returned with a win and a second in the past. I don't believe there's going to be a lot of pace in this race, and this filly can push forward. She comes into this race best weighted, and with 53.5 to shoulder, I'm going to make her the one to beat over the likes of Tamarisk Tree and Supreme Dance, who I believe is better than his latest.
I see that formula in Southern Song's very good, huh? I mean, run to none other, who's decent.
Yes.
Sister Light won, Quiet Rebellion won, and that this horse has got to have a serious factor on the fact
I'd like to say if I was betting in running and she was up front, relaxed, I'd have a full go.
Gavin Larena loves Supreme Dance, eh?
Yes. Well, isn't he
for Brett
contracted by
Brett
Mr. Werner's?
And Mr. Werner's, yeah. But he also he tends to take the ride on that more often than not. But that's good to take note of. This horse is 9 to 10, Mr. Burrows. What do you make of it, the favourite?
Clyde, I burnt my fingers on him a couple of occasions lately. Last time out, he had every chance, and he just battled to gather his stride. He just seemed to be a bit one-paced in the final 200. I would have preferred the blinkers removed on a horse like this because he can overdo it slightly, especially over the 1800. If he was a 2-to-1 shot, which was more realistic, then I would say yes, the horse to beat. But 9 to 10 a bit short for me. Horses that can get involved. Willow's Wish, he's been very disappointing, but he's got ability. And Southern Song, I also spotted this one with a handy galloping weight.
Okay, maybe Willow's Wish a little bit of a shrewdy, but Daryl Marie tends to, he's recommending that we take some exactas and we box here 1, 5, and 7.